All right, guys, you are tuned into WYCE. It is a very special day here at WYCE. We have a band in Studio X. I think it's their first time in Studio X. Say hello, guys.
Hey!
They've played out in the CD library before, but right now, let's just get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, on the airwaves, it's the Steel Wheels.
We wore yellow and blue, the slanted floors all greet you. This old house is our home. From 1892, high above the trees in Lakeview, this old house has been home. This is where I'm from. You are where I'm from. Whatever I've become, I'm nothing without you. Saving youth on the mystery. Never bother with history. When I look up, I see my home. North side of Chicago. Save your worries tomorrow. Today we're home. This is where I'm from. You are where I'm from. Whatever I've become, I'm nothing without you. See yourself in the lakeside, all the courage without pride. You are loved, you are home. You are the work of many, not one. Every daughter and son, one family, one home. This is where you're from. We are where you're from. Whatever you become, we are there with you.
It's the Steel Wheels on 88.1 FM WYCE. Wow, guys, thank you. That felt good. That felt like home. So I feel like there's definitely a bit of a story behind that song, and I think that you have this podcast that you've developed that kind of talks a bit about some stories behind songs. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, we could get really, really into every one of these songs and their stories because, like you mentioned, it's very much a concept album. This whole project is full of basically crowdsourced songs in a certain sense. All the stories were true stories that came at us from fans or friends of the band, and they wanted a song written. And so the podcast, the album's called Everyone a Song. The podcast is called We Made You a Song. And we take each one of the songs and really go deep. We actually interview the person who commissioned the song. We talk with the band members about how we produced, because of course we were also making this record in our various isolated places. We never played any of these songs together until kind of this tour, actually.
Wow.
So it's still very fresh for all of us. But yeah, if people really like the stories behind the songs, We Made You a Song. It can be found wherever you listen to podcasts. And we just dropped a new episode right before we came in here.
Wow.
So
Good timing.
yes, exactly, exactly.
So also, you guys, obviously with pandemic and, being from the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, but being in separate places when all this was happening, there had to be a switch that flipped that said, okay, we have to keep going. At what time did you guys sit down and be like, let's plan, let's make sure we stay connected to our fans, and let's make sure that we're still keeping people happy out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a way we were sort of prepped. I know I can speak for myself. We were literally in the van on our way to our first show in like 2 months. We'd had a big long break, and this was probably March 12th or something. And as we were driving, Kevin, who lives in Brooklyn, was texting us, and he was like, "Guys, I don't know. I'm about to get on a plane, but things are crazy in New York City right now." And we're like looking at the news. We were leaving at like 5 a.m. to come to the first show, and we're going down Interstate 81, and we're looking at the news, and like the NCAA tournament had just canceled. The NBA was shutting down, and we were like, okay, let's cancel and let's turn around. And so, because, for myself at least, I had been at home for 2 months, kind of prepping for like getting back out on the road. I was really ready to do something. I wasn't just going to turn around and be like, okay, let's clean the basement again. I was already there.
Yeah.
And so I think pretty quickly we were like, what are we going to do? How are we going to approach it? And so I think in a way we were kind of primed to try to think outside the box and try to find some new ways to interact with people.
Very cool, very cool. Well, let's get to another song.
Yeah.
When you were born, the world shut down. Everybody took a little time to come around. We sang your song before we knew the sound. When you were born, the world shut down. When you were born, you knew your things. Oh, how come I need you like a fiddle needs strings? I'll sleep when I'm bold, I gotta serve my king. I can see it in your smile, you got everything. Oh, I need a little grace, come on down, we can paint the walls, we're gonna paint the town. Oh, the rainbows in the window won't fade away. Rainbows in the window won't fade away. Show me, little Brody, can you light my way? Rainbows in the window won't fade away. Abraham's children from all time, they know about struggle and a worried mind. But when I see your face, I gotta hold you tight. I know I've gotta let go every day of my life. Yeah, I need a little grace, come on down, we can paint the walls, we're gonna paint the town. Oh, the rainbows in the window won't fade away. Rainbows in the window road again, you light my day. Rainbows in the window won't fade away. When we let loose, when they part that sea, it'll be a brother and a sister family. And in every adventure there's a front row seat, where I'm gonna ride it in the scripture of grace and Henry. I need a little grace, come on down, we can paint the walls, we're gonna paint the town. Oh, the rainbows in the window won't fade away. Rainbows in the window won't fade away. Show me little road again, you light my day. Open up the window and show the way. Oh, I need a little grace, come on down, we can paint the walls, we're gonna paint the town. Oh, the rainbows in the window won't fade away. Color in my memory won't fade away. Rainbows in the window won't fade away. Rainbows in the window won't fade away.
It's the Steel Wheels on 88.1 FM WYCE. The Steel Wheels are playing tonight at Listening Room. Morgan Hayner will be opening up the show. Guys, you released an album in 2020, even with all the craziness that was going on, but you have another new album on the way. Tell us about that.
That's right. So yeah, the project we were talking about earlier, Everyone a Song, which we started in 2020, where we crowdsourced the songs, we ended up with nearly 50 songs that we had written for people. And so when we took on the project, it was one at a time, one song for one person, not necessarily planning it as an album release, but we got around to like summer of 2020 and we thought, man, some of these songs we really want to get out there. And so we released a volume 1 last fall. We didn't really tour. And now after that, we got, of course, as soon as you release that project and you talk about it on a podcast, people want more songs. And so, yeah, at this point, we've probably, we recorded nearly 100 songs just when you included all the other stuff we were doing over the pandemic, all in isolation from one another. And I got to give a shout out to Kevin, our drummer back there, because he was the one who mixed everything and made it sound good. But yeah, so we've got a new album coming out November 5th, Everyone a Song Volume 2.
Awesome. Well, again, tonight at Listening Room, the Steel Wheels are there. We know tickets are almost sold out if they aren't sold out already. We do have tickets for you guys, our donors, our listeners. Give us a call, 616-742-9923. That's 616-742-WYCE. I'm going to let you guys take it away with one more song. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has really been fun.
It's your fault that I can't walk. I went down in the middle of a crowded room, dancing till I couldn't breathe, dancing till I couldn't speak. Oh, you're gonna remember me. It's your fault. You play the bass play the bass. Yeah. It takes the all kinds, all kinds. If you'll be mine, be mine. We can stand up to the weather. But when the wind blows, it blows. We're never alone, alone. We're gonna do this thing together. It's been a long time since I went looking in the daylight, or even searching in the late night. Was never sure that I would find mine. My heart in the middle of a faded year. Throw back the covers, shed the fears. I'll be the one crying happy tears. This is our life. This is our life. It takes the all kinds, all kinds. If you'll be mine, be mine. We're gonna stand up to the weather. But when the wind blows, it blows. We're never alone, alone. We're gonna do this thing together. It's your fault that I can't walk. I went down in the middle of a crowded room, dancing till I couldn't breathe, dancing till I couldn't speak, dance till I'm weak in the knees. It's your fault. Ooh. 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 It takes the all kinds, all kinds. If you'll be mine, be mine. We're gonna do this thing together. Ooh.
Awesome. That felt real good. I got quite